And welcome back to the Castlevania playthrough, where we're at the final part and part two.
There's going to be only two.
And now this stage is where
this stage used to give me a lot of problems, and I kind of got used to it and figured out how to make it a lot simpler.
Well, one of the tricks of the stage, or last time I played it and beat it, the main trick you want to memorize in the stage is, if you don't have holy water, you might as well just give up on going through the stage. And you get the holy water at the very beginning. So essentially it comes down to, you got to get through the whole stage on one life. So it requires a lot of memory of what bosses are going to be where, and,
well, the enemy placement and everything.
Especially since, this is where the game starts doing 1/4 life hits just like that.
Yeah.
God!
That was really embarrassing to get killed by a skeleton.
When are you going to die and run out of bones?
Oh, man. This stage is what gave me the most amount of trouble. It always does.
Yeah.
I hate this stage so much.
This is what separates the men from the boys. Jesus. And this is why you definitely want to use sub weapons.
First room is one of the most problematic.
You see two classic dilemmas here. Your whip going too slow, and you not being able to go up, not being able to maneuver when you're on a ladder.
The culmination of all that, plus annoying enemies that you would think be like, okay, this shouldn't be so bad. Nope.
So,
wait,
yeah.
what? How did it end up down there?
I don't know. Castlevania.
To say at least, this game is enjoyable, I'm not gonna lie, but I would definitely not recommend it to newbies, to newcomers to the franchise.
Unless you're a masochist. Otherwise, then, have at thee.
Yeah, this is one of those franchises that actually made like a complete 180 when it came to gameplay design later on in the series, so yeah. It has a different feel. This is a more classic Castlevania feel, but yeah, you definitely need, it's not for the faint of heart.
For sure. And as you can tell, those respawn.
Yeah, this is why you definitely want to recognize enemy
This level
places.
has like all the worst enemies in it.
Oh yeah, it has Medusa head, doesn't it?
Yep.
At the very end. Spoilers. Not really, but still.
Dang, a lot of people have died in this dungeon. I just noticed that many skulls in the background.
I wonder why.
That might be all the time Simon Belmont's died. It's kind of like the Super Meat Boy type effect.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's where Super Meat Boy gets that whole dying thing from.
And so yeah, these axe armors, their trick is they're either gonna shoot their axe upwards or downward, and you have to kind of predict where it's going and whip it accordingly.
Now the first one in the bottom you can off screen as Greg demonstrated, but this one
you could also
doesn't really
this
work.
one, I think.
No. You see him going off screen right now.
Well, you definitely don't want to take a lot of risks, just because the damage enemies do here.
I don't think I've ever tried this because every time I see him go through the left side of the screen, I see him like
come on,
do like
the right
kind
side.
of Pac-Man thing where you can kind of see his body coming out from the right side.
Yeah, it can happen to you too. Like, well, and especially if right there it's apparent that it can happen there because you whip that side and you see the whip coming out of the other, like you said, like a Pac-Man thing.
So, oh wow,
And there you
it's
go,
kind of
level
cool.
3.
Got like little light bulbs going on in the background. I wonder what that is.
Huh. Actually, I never actually noticed that. Actually, it's probably because of the fact that I get so frustrated in this level, I'm not paying attention to anything else.
I don't know. The design's kind of cool. I like the colors you use and everything.
Certainly, it's very
It looks
colorful.
really nice.
It's very nice. One thing I do want to point attention to here, that in terms of 8-bits and everything, looking at this, it really makes me think of also Metroid. And one thing that this definitely has over Metroid is the fact that you can actually bend down and attack.
But Metroid is so much easier in this game.
Well, that can be kind of subjective just because.
Well, the two games influence each other, as we'll see later in the series.
Grinding!
Metroid and Castlevania have two different kinds of difficulty. Because it's,
Well, the original
so
Metroid
easy to get lost in Metroid, and if I didn't have a map for Metroid, I don't think I would have beaten it.
Well, I mean, I suppose that was somewhat of fun in Metroid. Like I said before, these games used to be really short, so I can appreciate. Well, okay, obviously
I
it
never
doesn't stand
actually
the test of
thought
time.
about that.
It doesn't stand the test of time all too well, but back in the '80s when a game was like an hour or too long, like this game, and you didn't have like a
Hold on, I'm
walkthrough,
sorry to cut
it
you off,
encouraged.
but holy water, holy water, holy water, holy water.
Yes, that's the exact same strategy. After like my 7th time dying, I said, "Fuck this! I'm doing this."
Yeah, it's one of the glitches you can use, but I actually didn't do that glitch right my first time through, so I had to beat him the regular way because I couldn't get him stuck there.
The first time I ended up doing this, I killed him, and then his fight killed me, and I got really mad, and I said, "Fuck it." And then I learned about holy water, and that's all I used.
And now the end.
This part, I think, is the most frustrating part, solely because
Really?
of the knockback.
That's demonstrated
my bad.
there.
Oh wait, is that the boss from the first? Is that the first boss?
Yep.
Like, does it
Yeah,
take the
it-
same amount of damage?
I don't know. I've never tried to kill one.
Jesus. So yeah, there's a simple solution to that.
For sure. I'm going to conveniently stop right next to you and go ahead and wait and then shoot a fireball.
Oh, it's like Mario 2, or Doki Doki Panic. Oh, what a douchebag.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh my god!
Those stupid moments.
Alright, I made it this far. Oh no. It happens to the best of us.
Strut your way through. Go.
Yeah, one of the cool things actually, I don't know if you guys knew about this or if you don't remember, but you actually get to use this classic style Belmont and one of the later Castlevania games. In the Game Boy Advance, Castlevania Harmony and Dissonance, I believe it's called.
I've been needing to get to that.
And so this is the last stage, right?
That
Yeah.
it is. It's also
Well,
our clock tower.
It's kind of weird how they always made it Castlevania's tradition to make the clock tower one of the most hated places.
And Death appear in every Castlevania game. It's a funny thing, Death has appeared in more Castlevania games than Dracula has.
Really?
Yep.
What?
Oh yeah, another spoiler alert in case I didn't mention it before. Dracula comes back. He's resurrected every 100 years. So the Belmont family is destined to always basically be the only people who can kill him, or supposedly be the only people. There's exceptions that we'll see later, but yeah. You know, they have a very long family line. Wow! Or did you do it on purpose?
No, well, I don't know, I might have. I don't remember. I think it was just me fucking up trying to go back down the stairs.
I have to say, this is probably my favorite theme in the game. I actually really love this.
You only hear it for like 5 seconds.
So,
Well, I'm pretty much, I just, if you go down the stairs, I guess the candles reappear, so you can just do that to get more hearts.
Oh yeah, and also interesting little tidbit. Even though this is the first Castlevania game in the series, this is not the first Castlevania game in the storyline. That's actually Castlevania for the PS2, Lament of Innocence, which explains how the Dracula Belmont feud happened.
I said that in the last part.
Huh.
But
Well,
yes,
that's this storyline anyways. The new Castlevania games don't follow the storyline.
oh yeah, if you're familiar with like Lord of Shadows, that's a whole nother continuity. That was only going to be a trilogy, so after that, then I think they might go back to the, to this continuity, but I don't know.
They said there's only going to be a trilogy?
I read online somewhere that it's gonna be I think it's a trilogy, or I think it's gonna be just a miniseries directed by someone else specifically, and then once he's done, then, like I said, I think it might go back to just plain old regular Castlevania, which I really hope they do. Not to say that the game is bad or anything. I actually own the 3DS version. It's actually pretty good, but...
Oh, you bought it?
Yeah, I have it.
I've heard mixed reviews about that game, but I guess I have to try it, so.
That's why I hate this boss fight.
A lot of people just
I don't have a problem dodging his attack, but if teleporting
it's pretty endurance.
It is an attack, and that's the best attack that he has. He should always do it. It should always work.
Yeah, that's actually what I do. You just basically sit, wait for him to appear. When you shoot the fireballs, just wait at the very last minute, as he's doing right now, and then jump for him.
No, I'm not talking about the fireballs. I'm talking about when he teleports. Because he can teleport right on top of you.
That's true, yeah. It damages you the minute he appears?
Oh, damn, that was a pretty brutal attack. You literally knocked his head off.
So I went ahead and tried to win. I beat him, but if you end up fighting the last one with only one hit left, unless he's all the way across the map on the other side, it's pretty much impossible to beat him, because I don't think there's any way to get under him when he jumps. I think the jump arc isn't high enough.
That strut didn't do enough.
So yeah, as you guys can tell, there's two forms to this fight, which is definitely something that returns, and whenever he returns in this series, multiple form boss fights.
Yeah. It wouldn't be a final boss without it.
So yeah, so the 3DS version, is that also produced by, what is it, Team Foxhound?
Is it Team Foxhound? I remember they mentioned a specific name, a specific dude who's like, they say it's his version of like Castlevania and stuff.
I know Kojima was supposed to be involved in the first one, in the Xbox 360 version.
Yeah. I should probably look. I'm not too sure exactly who was it who exactly developed it, but like I said, I do know it's all the same guy, and that I don't know if it's in that, like, Lord of Shadows 2, or if there's going to be another one, but
well, I know there's Lord of Shadows 2 already announced.
Oh yeah, of course. No, but I'm saying I don't know if there's going to be a 3 after that, but I'm sure it's going to be told afterwards. So, unfortunately, though, because I never played the first one, and then I went to the second one to mirror Fate.
The story.
It spoils the story for me, and it's just like, oh, what?
Yeah, I already looked up the ending. It's basically the point we're going to try and get across is it's a different story arc.
Pretty much.
I think it's bound to happen eventually, because if you look up the actual family history and the amount of games that have come out, doing the math, I actually did it once. There's only about 2 dates left that the Belmonts and Dracula could reincarnate.
And what would that be? Well, I'm assuming
I don't know off the top of my head, but I did the math once, and it's one of them's like in the 1500s, and the other one is when Julius Belmont actually destroys Dracula.
Okay.
I think other than that, there's maybe only 2 dates left. Because when you pre-order Portrait of Ruin, it gives you an official timeline of what each game falls into up until that point.
Oh, okay.
Every time he's resurrected and everything. Well, anyways,
now that we've sidetracked over an entire boss fight at the end of Castlevania.
Back to the gameplay.
Oh yeah,
that was a game.
These end credits are all puns based off, famous directors and producers for like these classic monster movies.
I saw Banana a second ago.
Yeah, I don't know all the references.
Final thoughts?
As we said, it's definitely a good game, but I think this is just, especially for me, it's just fucking hard. That's all there's to it.
I find the game challenging, but I think it's a rewarding challenge. I would not recommend it to a novice gamer, but if you're willing to put the time into it, then the satisfaction you get from beating Dracula is it's a pretty good little high. So
My main problem with the game is just the knockback. Otherwise, I think it's good. I enjoy playing it.
Well, anyways, guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you next game.